Ladies and gentlemen, young people, it's 𝐷𝐬𝐤 𝐔𝐬𝐞𝐝. I'm back again, and I actually have a simple question for us to think about, put mental notes to it, and even maybe make some written notes. Just imagine me inside your living room and I'm there having a conversation with you about this particular topic. So what I wanted to basically discuss is, what is it about the greats that makes them great? We have some greats of our own here in South Africa. Within every landscape, from political, we have leaders, the caliber of Nelson Mandela, Steve Biko, you know. In business, we have your Robert Gumedes, you know. In life examples, again in business, your Puti Mahanyeles, Mam Puti Mahanyele. In leadership, we have your Bonang Mohales. In venture capitalism, we have your 𝐷𝐬𝐤𝐜 𝐔𝐬𝐞𝐝, you know. And when you look at all these spaces, you find these key individuals that actually stand out from the rest. So what is it about them that makes them stand out from the rest? Number one, it's their drive. What is peculiar about these individuals as compared to the rest of us is that they have a drive and have the foresight of the destination. But they also know that within the journey, as you navigate and maneuver within the journey, you actually have to have a renewed way of viewing things. You have to go back to the basics. What is my purpose and why am I actually doing what I'm doing? They actually have time to reflect upon it and review that particular purpose and drive ever so often. So Ntate Bonang Mohale, I made an example previously. He said that his drive is that he never wants to return to poverty. Mam Puti Mahanyele, having watched her videos and having sat in a meeting with her, she said her drive is to have the biggest impact and to empower women by setting an example of what women can do in business. When you look at the likes of your 𝐷𝐬𝐤𝐜 𝐔𝐬𝐞𝐝, they've, as a young person, that guy has done a lot. He's achieved a lot in a very short space of time, and his drive is to actually impart that knowledge upon the rest of the world. Hence, he goes around the world not as a motivational speaker, but someone who shares his thoughts, his views, new perspectives, and the type of research that he has done, and encapsulates all of that and shares it with the rest of the world so that we can get empowered and learn from all those key issues. The likes of Nicolette Mashile, another young female who actually inspires me a lot. Her key role is to actually empower young people so that we are, as an African nation, we are not caught up in this debt trap. We are not caught up in these financial mishaps and financial poor decisions that we actually make. And that's a good purpose to have, because it's to inspire us out of getting into the bad economics of life and actually building so that we are better individuals as we move into the future, and we have better futures and a different story to tell as compared to other people of other older generations, such as the generation of our parents. So looking at all these people, what actually makes them great is, number one, their drive. Number two, the drive for them to achieve that momentous drive, they actually have to work hard and diligently at it. So they work hard, they work longer hours than everyone else, they make the necessary sacrifices that are needed more than anyone else within their field, and that's how you stand out. You cannot stand out by doing the exact same thing, just as you cannot get the same, such as you cannot get different results by doing the same thing. The key thing is to actually push yourself to the next level, and that's what they do. They work harder than everyone else in the room. That's why they're able to think more differently than everyone else in the room, and that's why they're able to get the attention that they get from everyone else in the room, with us actually trying to be the best versions of ourselves, but we lose it and try to become them instead, because they understand who they are deeply, but because they put in the work, they put in the sacrifice, and they diligently use up their time so that they can have more time. Then another thing is that they have the ability to make the right decisions at key moments, and it all links in together. It's not a matter of us actually separating things. It all links in together. They have the ability to make the right decisions because they feed their mind through their drive and by working hard. You see, that particular link, I'll repeat it. They feed their mind through their drive by working hard. And that's key. That's actually key, ladies and gentlemen. So that's just some of the key aspects that actually separate the good from the great. They feed their mind. They read books within their field. Some of them are multifaceted in their approach. They read books in different sectors. They have a wide scope of the economy, of personal health, of emotional well-being and mental well-being, and social responsibility. They actually read about all those things. They follow details to the core about all those particular subjects so that they can become better human beings. Another thing that makes people great is their ability to give back. Think about it. The Patrice Motsepe Foundation, Vusi 𝐷𝐸𝐿𝐼 started my growth fund, Ntate Bonang Mohale, he mentors over 18 young people. These people are legends of note because they actually give back in different ways. I made a video previously of how I like to donate blood, ever so often. To date, I'm 30 years old and I've made 36 donations of blood. I mean, how many liters are there of blood in a person's body? So that's, for me, that's impactful. But the largest tool in which I like to impact people is by imparting what I know and what I've learned and shared. And it's key for me for others to take from my experience and actually grow from that, because contribution is the biggest tool that one can actually lay upon the world, and it's the greatest legacy that you can leave within your lineage, your experience. That's the greatest key, your contribution to the world, contribution to young minds, so that's what separates the good from the great. And oh my God, I almost forgot the most important thing that separates the good from the great. The great are distinguished by the fact that they are largely fearless. Largely. So not necessarily that they do not fear anything at all in life, but when the fear hits, they actually go towards it nonetheless. They don't run away from fear, they face it. Because the reality is, fear is largely a perception. Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill said it best when he interviewed Dale Carnegie and a lot of these guys. They said it best that, as so long as you are afraid to make a particular decision that may change or impact your life, you might as well do nothing about it. You might as well do nothing about it. So they have faith. Again, from Napoleon Hill's book Think and Grow Rich, he defines faith as the external elixir which gives life, power, and action to the impulse of thought. So in other words, it does away with fear, because fear is a perception, it's a thought. So it gives life, power, and action. So they act upon it, and they know that they have the power to achieve it, and they know that it will bring them life. Those key elements. So let's not be fearless, guys. Even Robert Greene's book with 50 Cent, The 50th Law, it speaks solely about fear, overcoming fear, the fear factor, what distinguishes 50 Cent from all these other rappers with the similar backgrounds from 50 Cent, Curtis Jackson. So those are just key things that separate the good from the great. Thank you for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you'll actually take the key things that I've shared with you and decide to be great today, not tomorrow, today, because we are not certain about tomorrow. So today, just do it before I start biting my tongue up. So thanks for listening, guys, and peace out. Yeah, sharp.